welcome to Chris Wrestling Reviews, you guys. So, of course, I want to go ahead and talk about the main event first, which was um, Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso versus CM Punk versus LA Knight. So the match, it was pretty decent, you guys. CM Punk was getting ready to close out on a victory, just like how he thought he won the World Heavyweight title, but ended up getting cast in on CM Punk back at SummerSlam. And then right here, when he was about to, GTS, um, Seth Rollins again, outcome Becky Lynch, of course. So Becky Lynch actually, came to her husband and they actually played, it on like television, like their actual real life marriage and stuff on television, where she came in and helped her husband. And I was like, okay, wow, I was like, wow, that, is pretty cool, pretty decent, and everything I would have to say at the least. Now, with Becky Lynch coming into the group, is she a part of the faction or what? And, we thought it was going to be names like Tony D'Angelo. We thought it was going to be like, Ilya Dragunov and so on and so forth. But let's go ahead and get back to the main part of the show, which where we had Roman Reigns going one-on-one with Bronson Reed. You guys, Roman Reigns, every time he comes, you already know that this man here is going to bring some aura, to wherever he steps in at, whether it's a PLE, whether it's a Raw, whether it's a SmackDown, even an NXT will blow the roof off the place, especially now. Now, with that, you guys, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns, they actually did pull off a pretty, good match. Of course, the referee did his job very well. But Roman Reigns would pick up the victory, you guys, after hitting a spear on Bronson Reed. Of course, he would hold his hands up high for the victory. And, he was definitely happy, after he beat the guy that took his shoes twice, you guys, and he didn't get any more shoes. But Roman Reigns, would get back in the ring as you see Paul Heyman checking on Bronson Reed. He see Paul Heyman with the shoes around his neck. Bronson Reed still was down, and of course, Roman would put the guillotine and choke out Paul Heyman, you guys. And you could tell Roman was like literally locking in that guillotine on Paul Heyman. I was like, oh man, he's gonna come back, with the little thing on his neck or whatever. But of course, Roman was up there signing shoes, and he threw them to the crowd. He threw one of the red and white ones, and he threw like one of the, the clear ones. I can't remember the name of the shoes. But out from the other announce table, we would see Braun Breaker. It looks like he kind of hurt himself a little bit when he speared Roman Reigns. And you can tell he was like shaking a little bit and all that stuff from, just overall. Anyways, he would come running back down the ramp and air a spear on Roman Reigns, kind of like how he did Carlito, but the camera angle wasn't like how we seen what he did with Carlito. But of course, Bronson Reed would hit, I think it was 3 tsunamis on Roman Reigns. And then, of course, throughout the ending part of the show, the ending, well, not ending part of the show, the end part of the match. Now, the match itself, like I said, was pretty decent. Jey Uso, of course, did come out and, try to fight off Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. But, of course, he would get speared after, he was checking in on Roman. And Roman told him, not to help anybody. But at the same time, Roman, it was the one that gave him the pep talk and gave him the thing and all. But, of course, he had to come out there and, help his cousin out. I mean, Roman was like the big cousin, when him and Jimmy was growing up. But you guys, like I said, he was laid out. He almost got tsunami'd on, Jay did, but he didn't. So that was a pretty cool thing there. So like I said, I think they're going to rebuild some kind of bloodline faction here soon. I could be wrong, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, the Wyatt Six, of course, they did retain the tag team championships. Now, the entrance was actually pretty cool as well, you guys, as you can see. Now, with that being said, you guys, I want to talk about the Street Profits, Montez Ford and D'Angelo Dawkins. Dang, man, like, this thing was, like, pretty awesome. But anyways, they would come out with their entrance with the Borderland that you'll see here in a moment, with the Borderlands character, kind of like intro. I don't know much about Borderlands, but they would, come out with, with that, that attire on and stuff like that. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Now, this is what I want to talk about. You can see Angelo Dawkins pretty much telling Montez Ford, nope, you get out, I'm going to get in. And so, of course, Montez Ford was the one to get pinned in the match, you guys, and Angelo Dawkins was nowhere to be seen. And then they actually did this like numerous of times, and I feel like Montez needs to be the one to go heel, because I feel like that will fit him like very perfect, and I definitely want him to work on his mic skills and see what's gonna happen there. Like I said, the Wyatt Six was victorious with the help of Uncle Howdy, coming at ringside, doing his sister Abigail to Montez Ford, and then of course the other two hit the finisher and pretty much pinned him. Decent match. Of course, Becky Lynch would defeat, as we all guess, she would defeat Nikki Bella, but Nikki Bella had a couple botches, how she was like banging, her head, how Becky was getting her head banged by Nikki Bella on the thing. Also, another botch. I don't know if it was like a timing issue. It could have been. I'm not going to really call it a botch. It could have been like where Becky Lynch was kind of like too far back. She wasn't like right there at her cue or something like that. Or maybe, this was a mistake by Nikki Bella. I don't know. But anyways, you guys, we would see where Becky Lynch tried to get, back a little bit closer, as she was like holding her face, playing, pretty much playing it off. But of course, Becky Lynch would come in with that backslide, how she did on Bayley when she first won the Intercontinental Championship. So I thought that was actually pretty cool as well, you guys. And with that being said, like I said, Becky, she came out, in the main event and, help her husband and everything like that. But is this the end of Becky Lynch? Is Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella's feud? Lyra still can't fight for that title. Could we see the thing of Bayley on tomorrow night, where she'll come with that evil character? I don't know, but we'll see. Of course, you guys, the Donnybrook match, as while I was talking about Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch, this was actually already rolling. The Donnybrook match, you guys, not Bronson. God dang it, Sheamus and Rusev. Pretty much going one-on-one. As you can see, they had the Bulgaria flag, and of course they had the Ireland flag. Put it right there on the barricade. Of course, the Slim Jim tables, and they got a purple one, which you can see right there on your left-hand side of your screen, the first table in the front. Of course, Sheamus would break out the accolade. Rusev throughout the match kicked out the Brogue Kick and stuff like that. Rusev did do something crucial, you guys, to where he broke the freaking shillelagh, the top part of the shillelagh over Sheamus's back, and he actually kicked out. And I was like, oh man, this was freaking crazy. And of course, he would do the lean back kind of like thing with the shillelagh, or Rusev would do the lean back thing with shillelagh, with the shillelagh in the, in Sheamus's mouth. I don't think this is the end of the feud, you guys, but that was a part throughout the show, you guys, I want to talk about real quick, where, you could hear the crowd, where they do remember Rusev Day. I was like, Rusev Day, Rusev Day, Rusev Day. And he was closing his ears, you guys, but full circle, we'll probably get this sometime next year, you guys. Maybe we'll get like a Rusev Day. Maybe we'll get like Aiden English back. But we'll see how that will work. Of course, John Cena and Logan Paul would have their match. As we expected, John Cena to actually win. I think I may have said Logan Paul. I can't remember him in my prediction video. I got to go back and listen to it. But anyways, John Cena would get a thunderous pop, you guys, from the crowd in France, Lyon, France, and it was actually pretty cool, you guys. You can see the "Thank You Cena" banner. Looks like, I don't know if the crowd people made it or that's something that WWE put up there, but that was very phenomenal. You can definitely tell that Logan Paul carried the match with John Cena. Of course, by Cena being a little bit older and it's a little bit slower paced in the ring. Logan Paul carried the match. You also heard at the end of the match that John Cena. that Michael Cole said that Logan Paul has earned his respect of how he was wrestling in the ring with the greatest of all time, John Cena. Now, of course, they did do like a couple of moves for some like former wrestlers. You seen like the zigzag up in there. You seen like you seen like the end of days as well through there. You also seen like a Styles clash, of course, from current WWE Raw star member, whatever you want to call him, AJ Styles. I thought that was pretty cool. John Cena hitting the sunset flip as well, you guys, pretty cool. Like I said, John Cena won this match, you guys. Of course, he was thanking the crowd. He felt that aura from that crowd, all the love and everything from that crowd. And of course, 1, 2, 3, Cena actually wins with the attitude adjustment. At Logan Paul tried to like knock Cena out, but Cena kind of breasted off, you guys, and freaking lifted him up for the attitude adjustment for the win. I was like, oh man, I thought Logan Paul actually had it. Now, of course, that fan from Brussels looked like John Cena gave him a front row seat because I think on SmackDown he was like on the side over there, like on the side where you walk out at. But of course, John Cena's wife was there front row as well, and you can see the little fan over there just smiling like crazy. His wife, seems like she, love John Cena. I mean, she loves her husband, you guys. Nikki Bella, from what I heard, she wanted kids and all that stuff. But we did get 30,343 people at Lyon, France, you guys. Till next time, Chris Wrestling Views out. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Monday afternoon Raw, which would be like 2 o'clock Eastern time. But till then, you guys, I'll see you guys later.